Alright, so I kind of did want to do this video just because I kind of like talking. Big fan of doing like this sort of discussion videos. So this month is where Brave Valkyrie releases and Curse Satan does. We all know that. Brave Valkyrie releases on April 25th, and Curse Satan through the random booster as a prize bay also on April 25th. Valkyrie's on the random booster, not in the random booster. Two separate things. The following month is when Free de la Hoya with a new Sparking Fafnir. I don't know what the name is. I'm saying Sparking because that's the series name. The new Fafnir will come. And I was thinking, how could this work? How could they pull it off? How could they have free? So first of all, we're going to be talking about just one thing in particular. So there are people who have pointed this out, how maybe the opening could be how all the characters will be released and revealed, right? So when you see them running, you'll see Free or Louie and then Drum and then Shu. Who knows if that's the true order, because then after you could debunk it by saying, well, Volt's right there at the end. I do kind of like the idea that they're showing the characters in the order of releases, because you could, even the ending, you could almost argue, but then after you see Drum running with Ranjiro, so I don't really know if that's like, you know what I mean? So we already know that Free's coming back with the new Fafnir, right? We all know that, but what I want to talk about in this video, my sort of goal to sort of portray my message to the viewers that are watching this, is how I think Free will be introduced and my own thoughts on it. So first of all, whenever a legendary blader was showcased, as we've seen, they've been shown with high regard and respect in some sort of battle. With Volt, it was with his friends in a three-way battle. In the manga, it was Volt versus Rantaro and Ranjiro at the same time, right? So it seems in some way they want to introduce the legendary blader in a sort of legendary battle. Now, going by the way back on the ending thing I was talking about, you'll notice we Volt, Rantaro, Silas, Free, Louie, Shu, then after it's Iger, but then after it doesn't make any sense. Why would it be Iger and Ranjiro? Because Ranjiro appears before Iger, and then after it's Iger and Drum. So would Drum be the last one that gets made, or you know what I mean? That's why I'm not too sure on the theory thing. But when we see Free, we already know Free's going to be coming. And my thing is this. All right, so we got to think about one thing, which is how dates work. So first of all, we know with how this works that the first episode, which was on the 3rd of April, we did get two episodes. One was Volt versus Rantaro and Silas, and then after the second one was them versus Volt in like this sparring match. So since those are together, the following episode, it seems like Rantaro and Ranjiro will be with that one. Now, here's the thing. It is always been the case that the day when something is coming, that they are going to have the episode debut. So since it comes out on the 25th, will we see Volt again on the 25th? Will it be Silas? So my prediction will be for episode, I guess, 5 and 6. We'll either see Silas or Volt be the main center of that episode. So I think Silas will get his own episode just for Satan, and I think Volt will get his own episode again for Brave Valkyrie. Now the thing is this, what I think is that Free has to get introduced, because when you move on to May, he has to appear, he has to. They could maybe do some training or some battling, but Free's gonna have to, you know how it's like, I'm trying to think, it's like, it was like in Cho-Z when like Big Bang Genesis, or Cho-Z and GT, whereas like Big Bang Genesis or Dead Phoenix appeared right before the you know how Bay sometimes appear before their release? That's kind of what I'm aiming at. So I feel like he'll show up before the date. I feel like he'll show up or he'll make some sort of cameo. Now my thing is this, Free is such like a legendary blader, just like Volt, just like Rantaro, just like everybody else that's returning. Silas, you get the idea. So how could they bring Free in a way that when he's introduced it makes sense? So the first idea I had was, okay, when they introduce Free, maybe battles against Volt or something, and then after he'll meet them. No, I actually think it's very interesting that both characters, both protagonists, have one One of them, Hyuga, has Hyperion, which is a right spinning bay, and then after you have Hikaru with Helios, which is a left spin bay. I was thinking that maybe it would be a great opportunity since we have Free and Louis that we know, and maybe who knows if Shu has dual spin. That's speculation right there. But we know Free and Louis are obviously gonna have Longinus and Fafnir, both left spin bays. So this could be a great opportunity for Hikaru to develop as a blader. What if Free sort of teaches him the ways of how you can use the left spin bay effectively and train him? That's what I think would be a really cool idea. Like, Hyuga could have all these bladers for right, and Hikaru could have sort of like, you know what I mean? Sort of like a master student thing. Like, Free could be like his master and how to maybe train one aspect of his bader. You know what I mean? I feel like that'd be such a cool idea that they could do. Now, obviously, would the first battle be Hikaru? I feel like the first battle, and this has to make sense, since I think like the first battle where they introduced the gimmick of Fafnir, if they're not going to do the legendary battle idea that I had, they're going to have to do the meme that we all love with Fafnir. Every time somebody goes up against Fafnir, Reek launches it, and then after, like, what? He's absorbing my base power. How is that possible? And then after Free's like, yeah, I have rubber. You're hitting me, so I'm stealing your rotation. Or, you know, it's just Ailen Dab and I'm jump starting your spin. But, I don't know, I'm really excited for Free. I'm super, super excited to eventually get to Free. I think sparking is great from what we've seen so far. It's definitely a different tone when we're watching it, when we see all these bladers. I really doubt they're gonna do Free dirty. Like, to me, and this is my own opinion, I feel Free was handled dirty in Cho-Z. And same with Shu to some extent. At least Shu kind of had like... Okay, so Free was brought into Cho-Z. Okay, he bodied Kyle. That was great to see. He fought against Iger. And, you know, he won. But then after he was up... He did help Volt with his training. And that was actually cool to see. But then after he just like... Somehow like Free's an idiot in his battle against Fi and doesn't know to just knock out the armor from the stadium and win. That's why like... The reason why I keep on seeing this because when you saw the battle between Volt versus Hyuga and Hikaru, Volt is someone who is powerful. He's a strong blader, he's not one to be taken lightly. And when you see him in these battles against Hikaru and Hyuga, he beats them. Not even like he like beats them. Burst finish or whatever. I think that was burst finish, ring out, doesn't matter. So I don't think Free will be done dirty. I feel like Free will be introduced in one of these ways. Either it'll be through first legendary battle, or Hyuga and Hikaru will challenge them. And I feel like maybe Free could have sort of like a mentor role to Hikaru, maybe helping him out with his left spin. I feel that's what could happen. Now, on that discussion back on here, let me know your thoughts. I feel like I'll do this only when, I don't know, only when we kind of get like a little bit more information maybe. Like this right now is just my thoughts. So if we maybe get something where it's like, oh, the name is revealed and it's going to be this and this, then I have to do a follow-up. But I'll kind of only do these sort of videos once we get that kind of information, or perhaps if we just get some product info. So it's either that, you get the idea, Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I will eventually do it for Louis, for all the other bladers, when it makes sense. So right now, it only makes sense doing this now because, really, he could just be introduced like that. Other bladers are gonna have to wait. Obviously, I would love to see Shu right away. I'd love to see Iger right away, Dante right away, Drum, Iger, you get the idea. But, you know, it's gotta take time. There's a lot of episodes to go through, keep that in mind. A lot of episodes to go through. I am excited, very excited to see how this series will develop. I hope it'll be good. I'm excited from Sparking. And let me know your thoughts. What do you think? And as well, let's leave a last question. I did already do a video talking about this, but in terms of Fafnir, for parts that would make sense, do you think Fafnir will get a repeated old driver, let's say a Nothing, Absorb, or Rise, Or do you think he will get a new stamina driver? That'll be the little question I'll leave off with. New, old. Let me know. Obviously, they can't be Dash stamina drivers because they haven't done that. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Have an awesome and amazing day.